Natupatia akili ya kuchezea pamoja, wanaweza kutumia space hivyo kama tunatakiwa kuvaa space njia ya kuchezea ndio wanatuambia mwalimu.
He's a young African football coach who wants to deliver the best that he can, the best that he has experienced back to the motherland to make African football slightly a bit better, if I can. First of all, of course, I'm very happy. Azam Football Club is a very big club. And for me, it's an honor and to be here and to lead this fantastic club. So yes, I'm very happy and I'm excited about the future of what we can achieve together. And I'm very confident in a good future for both, for us together. So, I'm very excited. I think it all started with our CONCACAF or CAF Confederations Cup game. When I was managing Horset, I came and we played Azam for 2 games here at Chamazi. And from that first moment, I knew that this was an interesting club, and we met. I met the CEO of the club during those 2 games, and we had good conversations, and obviously then, I knew that at some point in the future, if the option presented itself, then I could see myself here because of the setup of the club, the infrastructure of the club in terms of the stadium, the facilities they have is very, very top level. So for me, the idea was born during those two games, but of course I was with Horset at the moment, and I had a job to do. And after we went back, I think the possibility became more and more real. Not much, to be honest with you, not much. I started actually my first interest in Tanzanian football was when I was preparing our game against Azam when I was managing Horset. So I took in some Premier League games. I watched some of the games against Simba, where Azam played Simba, Azam played Yanga, and I fell in love with the relationship between the fans and the game in Tanzanian football. Just based on the research that I was doing, I saw that the Tanzanian football fans are very passionate and very supportive of their clubs. And for me, that's one of the things, because I'm a fan of football, number one. And for me, I think the passion for the game, if you don't have, you can have all the money, you can have all the good players, you can have everything. If there's no passion, then there's no football. And so the first thing that I saw in Tanzania football that I really loved a lot was the passion from the fans, from the media, obviously, and how they love their football. So that was one of the things that I first learned about Tanzanian football, and that's one of the things that made me very interested in coming here and working at some point. Well, like you said, reality. The reality is that Simba and Yanga are in a league of their own in this country, and that's obvious for everyone. But for me, it doesn't have to be that way. Now we have to start, because number one, to build a successful club, you need infrastructure, facility, players, etc., etc. Azam Football Club has everything that at the highest level now, that they need to be a successful football club. So why not now? The first thing that I challenged my players when I came here was, if you believe in your mind that you're a third-tier club or you're the third spot, you're always going to be in third spot. But if you believe that now I can challenge for the first, second place, who says you can't challenge for it? Because at the end of the day, Simba and Yanga play football. This is not basketball versus football, So for me, it's like 11 against 11 on the field. If we compete and fight, no one can tell us we can't be number one. Ultimately, it depends on us and how we believe. If we believe we're a third best team, then we're going to be third best no matter what. But if we believe we can be number one, no one can stop us. And that's the belief now. I think that first, when change is coming, it needs to happen in the mentality first. The way you think about yourself, about others. Then you can start to realize more and more. And I think you will start to see that slowly with this football club, inshallah. When I look at the roster overall, I don't look at age for me. I look at quality, I look at performance. Because I know what I want from my team. And I make it clear to my players that they know what I want from them. Once that's clear, then whoever performs, no matter the age. Tepsi Evans is a young player who I think, for me, in my opinion, has a huge potential. He can be one of the best players in this country, and Pascal Masundo as well, and a lot of young other players in the team. And I think that I'm a big believer in giving young players a chance to prove themselves. Because young players are hungry, they have a chip on their shoulder, they want to prove something. And if you direct them the proper way and you channel that energy, it can be very successful. So I'm very happy with the young players that we have in the squad, and I introduced some of them into the squad, and now you can see the moment they're living in their football is very good. But I think they have more and more potential to grow and show more. I think that the previous league, the Somali Premier League, is a bit more technical in terms of the players' individual technique. But Tanzanian football Premier League is more competitive and also more physical. More tough and aggressive, and it's and also when you travel away, you'll know that how tough teams are, physical teams are. And that's part of the nature, and when we go away now, we play Tanzania Prison and Mbeya Kwanza. You see that the physical side of the game, and for us is a new challenge. We have to learn how to play with those kind of teams, and we have to learn how to dominate those kind of games. And when the ground is not the best, when the game is against you, you have to be able to dominate those kind of games to be the best team, obviously. As for Ibrahimu Ajibu, he's a fantastic player. One of the best I've seen throughout. And I've seen in my football, young football experience, I've seen guys like PIRLO and Didier Drogba, and I've seen guys like David Villa, and I've coached against guys like that and watched them play. And when I tell you that Ibrahimu Ajibu is one of the best, I mean he's a fantastic football player. And it's scary because sometimes I look at him and I think he hasn't reached he's even has more things to achieve, and he's a player, and time will tell. He's going to be a even better player, in my opinion. It's always a transition, when something like that happens, the club automatically goes into transition mode. And for me, the first thing that I did coming in was to reassure the players, reassure the supporters, reassure everyone that's involved with Azam Football Club that first we have to take a deep breath, and we have to work as a unit to give us the best possibility of exiting that transition moment and becoming stable again. So I think everyone handled the tasks very well, from the players to the management group, the supporters. I think we all did a fantastic job to reach the moment where we are living today. But that was it for us, was to make sure that everything was positive again. Positive mentality, positive thinking, from training to the games, to the experience of the fans. Everything had to be positive, and alhamdulillah, we have managed to settle the ship, so to say, in this moment. This season, we want to fight and compete. You know, obviously we're in the FA Cup now. The Premier League still not even half played. So, you know, every competition that we're in, whether it's Mapinduzi Cup, whether it's FA Cup, Premier League, we want to compete. Because if Azam Football Club is in the competition, the objective for Azam Football Club is to win that competition. My goal right now for the 3 years is to win a title for this club. You know, inshallah, that's my goal. Obviously, you know, I'm very confident in setting that goal. I think it can be done. It's a very realistic goal. You know, and you know, I want to give, whether it's in the next 3 years or however long I'm at this club, I want to give the Azam football fans and the Azam Football Club ownership group and the you know, the board members a championship title to celebrate, because I think this club now is very close to achieving that. So.